Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 34 of Breaking Through, the Alina Abravian podcast. Today's guest is Liza Boubari. She's a speaker, author, and clinical hypnotherapist. Nearly 30 years ago, as she was going through a very difficult life change and a divorce, she realized that she was sick with ovarian cysts. And through hypnotherapy, she was able to heal herself from within. HealWithin has become the basis of Liza's practice. She helps clients deal with stress, anxiety, trauma, weight management, and overall healing. In this episode, she even puts me into a 2-minute trance. For anyone who is curious, I highly encourage you to follow along and practice this very simple but significant modality. In this episode, Liza and I discuss how you can tap into your subconscious mind to shift habits and behaviors for the better.
My questions, why I ask is, I want to make sure that they do it on purpose versus it's happening to them and it's something that they are not dealing with.
Right. Well, I haven't
Because depression, sadness, everything can literally drain you.
I do think to some extent the weight loss is due to stress and anxiety.
I know.
But I am naturally a slender person.
Okay.
So I think it just took that big life change for, some of the excess, I want to say baby fat or 2 babies, whatever I was carrying to come off.
Okay.
So, but I appreciate you being concerned about the weight. Everyone asks me.
I ask clinically. I don't ask as a judgment.
I understand. Thank you. Liza Boubari, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really, really excited for this conversation. As I was telling you earlier, I have been looking to do hypnotherapy for a really long time. I've tried traditional therapy, but not ever hypnotherapy.
Okay.
And the synchronicity is perfect because our mutual friend Louisa messaged both of us saying, I have a great hypnotherapist for you without even knowing. So welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here with you, Alina.
Thank you. So let's talk about what you do. Just give us a little bit of background. What do you practice?
Well, 25 years ago, I was placed in a situation that hypnotherapy, I was called to do this. 25 years ago, I healed myself through hypnotherapy. And that's what I keep saying. And that's why now the name of my business is HealWithin. So by trade, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, stress management consultant, and domestic abuse counselor.
When you say healed yourself, what did you heal yourself from?
Ovarian cyst. So
Cancers?
25 years ago, I was still working at the corporate level as an assistant to attorney. My body was breaking down. I had stress in my body. My shoulders were always like this. I was snapping and working away, right? Knees watering, carpal tunnel. And so under a lot of duress. I recall, actually it was more than that, 27 years ago. And when I went to the doctors, it was my OB and I had a lot of pain. He said, we're going to do a check. They did the ultrasound, checked it, and I, again, developing another ovarian cyst. It was my third one. Prior to that, while I was married, I had 2 of them, and I did surgery. And the old days, they used to cut just like a C-section. It was not laparoscopic now, like nowadays. So I had already had 2 surgeries. The first one was 9.2 centimeters, the size of a grapefruit.
Wow.
And then a year and a half later, it was another surgery that I did, and it was 8.7. And it was growing like within 0 to a month and a half to 2 months. It was like it would blow up. So the third time, it was already, I was going through the divorce. The family was trying to get us together, and my body was going into reaction. I had already left. So all that stress and everything that was happening. When he told me we're going to go into surgery, I broke down. I was like, not
the last thing I
again.
need in my life.
Not again. Because all I wanted was babies, not a cyst.
Oh, you didn't have children then?
We never had.
Oh.
Yeah. When I went back to the law firm, the HR director saw me crying, and she said, I'm going to send you downstairs to my acupuncturist. I love that acupuncturist, Elon Migdali. He changed my life. On our second session, within 2 days, I was there 2 days in a row. Second session, he gives me a sheet of paper and said, "Did you know that hypnotherapy can heal ovarian cysts?" What?
Did you know anything about hypnotherapy at the time?
I knew about hypnosis, mindfulness, meditation, because I used to do a lot of that. But I didn't know about hypnotherapy. And lo and behold, because of the Pasadena Chamber, and I used to do a lot of networking, I knew a hypnotherapist, Patricia Burbank, that used to be in Pasadena. I called her 2 days later, got in. We did about 6 sessions. And after 6 sessions, I believe I healed. So when I went back to my OB and they did the ultrasound before the surgery, which was scheduled already, he could not detect anything. So he brought another technician thinking, okay, this is not working. And he stood next to the technician and they did the ultrasound and it's not there. He said, maybe it burst. And I'm like, no, I did hypnosis. It's like, no such thing.
But what is the connection between hypnosis and being able to heal something that is a physical ailment?
I'll get to that.
Okay.
I healed myself through that. A year and a half later, I found the school, which was in Glendale. There was a hypnotherapy school in Glendale. It was called Hypnotism Institute. And the founder was Gil Boyne, Master Gil Boyne. And he did transformational and rapid induction. Okay. So I went to school. A year and a half later, graduated. I opened my office while I was still at the law firm, and then things happened and I got into doing this full time. So I believe hypnotherapy found me. It was my calling. Now, what is the difference and how is it connected? Hypnosis and body. Is that your question? We go in and out of hypnosis every single day. Did you know that? No.
No?
No. Hypnosis is not sleep. It's like catnap. You're in front of the TV and you're watching your show. Have you ever done that?
So when we're zoned out.
We're zoned out. You sit in the car. You know where you're going.
Autopilot.
Autopilot.
When we're on our phones.
You're on the phone. You're putting your lipstick. You're doing everything. And you get to your destination. You park. You get out. And it's like, you never think how I got here. You don't do all that because it's on autopilot. And that's what our hypnosis is. Our mind is in 3 parts. May I give you a description?
Please.
I love this.
I am geeking out over here.
So our mind is in 3 parts. Our conscious mind, the frontal lobe, and then our subconscious mind. And in between our conscious and subconscious, there is a fine line, I call it, which is what we call it the critical factor. So consciously, we do 3 things, which is look, listen, and learn. Okay?
Right.
We do that. That's all the conscious mind can do. It's see what you see, hear what you hear, and feel what you feel. So it's look, listen, and learn. So when we learn something and we capture it, where do we store it?
Through our conscious mind.
Go straight into the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind also has 3 things that it does. The function is only 3 things. 1, stores all the information that has been captured. Everything from the day that you were born until this very moment.
But what does that have to do with our memory? Because not everything stays in our memory.
We'll get there.
Okay.
It stores right there. That's your storage. Okay? Second thing it does, it regulates your entire bodily function without you thinking about it. You don't think about your pancreas, your liver, your heart, none of it. Until when?
Something feels off.
Pay attention to me. That's when we pay attention. And the third thing that it does, it can rewind, just like a tape, rewind all the way to the time that you were born, to the time that you were first grade. Do you remember your friend in first grade?
I remember a few.
Perfect. Do you remember one of their names?
Tina.
Good job. See how fast you went back to that time?
Right.
And that's how fast our subconscious mind works. The memory is stored in there. All we have to do is tap into it. So, what we call timeline therapy is part of the hypnosis. Timeline therapy is a form of therapy. NLP is a form of therapy. Everything is just a method, except when you do it in hypnosis, which is a deep state of relaxation, we can bypass the third part of the conscious subconscious, which is the critical factor. And that's where we analyze and judge and reason and criticize. Okay? When we bypass that,
It's
we go
essentially
straight to the
like
subconscious.
accessing the bank without your brain getting in the way.
Without your critical, judging, analyzing, reasoning part of your brain, not the brain itself.
So how is this conducive in therapy?
Okay. Therapy, there is a lot of talk therapy. How do you feel?
I've done
right?
talk therapy.
Okay. So cognitive talk therapy, it's a lot of talking about it, going over the same thing and everything. Now, as you are sitting, just take a nice deep breath. Why did you close your eyes? Did I say close your eyes? Oh,
No,
I love
just
this.
naturally.
You're such an
I'm
easy
so ready.
way. I love it. You can go into hypnosis just like that.
Let's do it.
So I can do a rapid induction or a progressive.
Let's do
progressive.
rapid.
It's easy.
Okay.
Rapid is taking you in right away.
Okay, let's try it.
We're not trying anything. We're just going to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm all yours.
I love it. I'm all yours. Okay. So take a nice deep breath. We're just going to do an easy 2-minute one. Exhale. Good job. One more time. And hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release, let go. Good. Now, bring your eyes all the way up to the ceiling. And as you're breathing in and out easily and gently, concentrate on your chin. And when you're ready, just close your eyes and become aware of each and every sound right here surrounding you. The sound of the AC, sound of my voice, and especially the sound of your own breath. And become aware of the chair that you are sitting on. This entire time, the chair has been holding you, protecting you, and you have trusted the chair. Right. And as you are leaning in, every thought, every idea, every concept, even every image and shape, color and sound that comes into your mind, let it come and go. Because nothing really matters at this moment. And recognize that you do have a sound mind and a heart that beats for you. And you are loving and kind. And you've got this incredible body of yours that is functioning to its fullest for you. So give thanks to every part of your body from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. That's it. Eyes that can see, nose that can smell, you can hear, you can taste, you can feel. All your senses intact. And as you are sitting right here, right now, being grateful not only to this body of yours, but your loved ones at home, no matter where they are. and recognizing that there is another sense within you, a sense of energy, spirituality, the gift within you, that you are connected to all that there is, all source, and connected very much deep within to the core of your being. And the core starts from the belly button, the beginning of life. For where you have birthed and where you were birthed from your mom, her mom, your grandma, great grandma, and how we are connected through our ancestors all the way to this very moment. And be proud of who you are, where you come from, the gifts within you because of all this, and all your experiences in life that has brought you to this very moment right here. Because you do matter. That's right. That's right. And recognizing that every day in every way, as you evoke what was from the past and embrace what is the reality right here, right now, all the choices that you have made, only to evolve to the things that you desire and you want. Honoring who you are, respecting who you are, not only from the outside, but to your inner self that has been looking up to you and saying, see me. I love you.
Wow. Wow. That was pretty profound, Lisa. I didn't even realize I was here. I mean, I was I know I'm here,
Of course.
but I wasn't here. Wow. And it's nothing that transports you. You're just soft. And it's funny when you said ancestors, immediately made me think of my grandmother on my mother's side. Because when I made certain life changes, it was right after her death. And I almost feel like she gave me that strength. And that when you say you matter, oftentimes we don't think about us mattering, right? Because we're thinking about how our choices affect other people, how we're perceived, everything else. But when you say you matter, how often do we really say that to ourselves?
Exactly. Especially women.
Right.
It's about the children. It's about our parents. It's about our partners, work, colleagues, friends, everything. Give constantly. Everybody matters, right? And how often do we think it's like, I know we think about it. What about me? And that's why I say we give our children, everybody, time out, and we forget to give me time.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was a beautiful timeout. I really want to explore that more. But for the purpose of the show,
Right.
I do want to go back to how you were able to use this modality to understand what was going on with your body and to heal yourself. Can you walk us through that process?
Sure. So through hypnosis, as we delve in, And think about it. When I work with my clients, they're in hypnosis at least 40 minutes to an hour or more, and in that state. And when you tap into the emotions, all the emotions, everything that needs, because the answers are within us.
Right. You don't have to outsource it.
No one has the answer. We do. Okay. So as I was doing the hypnotherapy, realizing why my body was developing the ovarian cysts, I've come to the realization for myself and for many of my clients that I work with is that mind-body connection that we do. The body speaks volumes, and it speaks by knocking on the door for us to pay attention, either in pain or some kind of a reaction, right? And then we pay attention. So my body was developing all this in order for me to have no intimacy. As I had already left the relationship, we were going through the divorce, and everybody wanted for us to get back together. And I was busy working at the law firm. I had just graduated from paralegal school. So I was working there. I had another part-time job, and I started doing event planning, the corporate event planning. So I was constantly busy, not to pay attention to me. Oh, that rhymed. So during that time, the body goes into a breakdown, and it was like no more.
Is it because you were unhappy in your marriage? When you say you were resisting intimacy, your body was...
Correct. So the body, the first time I had, so ovarian cyst, it grows in the ovaries. Ovaries are a direct link for women and intimacy, sensuality, sexuality. Okay. So understanding Louise Hay, that you have learned, the body, every part of our body has a message of its own. Okay. So at that time, I didn't know. But working through that, it's like I was in pain for 2 months, and then the surgery, and then for a few months after the surgery. So that's 4 months of no intimacy in a year. I have a great excuse.
Right.
The body is protecting me. Right?
So how were you able to connect the dots and eventually leave your marriage? And
well, the marriage I had already left.
Okay.
The last one. Okay. So I didn't know until I did the hypnotherapy, which was almost a year, not even a year later. Okay. So through all that, it's understanding that. Now I use hypnosis for other things, and I can do self-hypnosis because I can tap into the power within myself and do self-hypnosis, and I teach everybody else. So I've done 8 root canals with absolutely no anesthesia. I numb my gum exactly where the root canal is going to be. So as the tooth, they're drilling, they're doing everything, the root canal to get into the nerve. They pull the nerve. There's absolutely no topical, no syringe, no nothing. And I become one with the sound and feels numb. I've done other things like I stopped smoking through hypnosis, managed the weight, anxiety, panic, disorder, blood pressure, any of those elements, I've used it on myself.
So why does the subconscious mind do this to us? Why does it go through the back door essentially to make us sick, to make us realize something? Why not just say...
The body is always there to protect you.
Right. But why doesn't the subconscious, make those thoughts conscious where you can realize, I need to slow down? Why don't we do it the direct way as opposed to the hard way?
Why do you think it's the hard way? Once we tune in...
Well, you got sick, so...
I got sick. So when you get sick, what do? You pay attention to yourself. Otherwise, we're not paying attention. Okay? So allow me, someone says, I had a client who came in for birthing, and she could not conceive. They had already done 7 in vitro, IVF, not in vitro, IVF, and she was not conceiving. She came through hypnosis and hypnotherapy. Her mom had died 3 years prior to that. And her entire thing was, I can't have a baby without mom being with me. So the body,
Shut down.
and because of her belief, once we understand that and she reveals that the subconscious, that programming that she had given herself, and it's not the subconscious is doing, it's sometimes we do self-programming. And that programming of what we say and what we come to believe, and we hold on to that belief system, which is our BS, the belief system, that BS becomes
ton
a
of
BS. Right? And that BS, the subconscious says, well, if mama's not here and you say, well, I can't have a baby without it, then I won't let you get pregnant.
Wow.
I'll do everything for your body to protect you, for you not to get pregnant. The moment that was revealed and it shifted, within 4 months, she was pregnant.
What other shifts have you helped some of your clients with?
I had a client come in with extreme panic and anxiety. He came in saying that he's gone to ER in the last 2 months, 4 times to the ER. And he wakes up every night at 3 o'clock or 3:15. It's just nonstop. It's like 3 o'clock, he comes and panics. So the wife had found out about me and referred him to me. We do 2 sessions. Within 2 sessions, exploring what's happening, we find out that during December, his mom passed away. There are 3 sons. He's the eldest. He's the one closest to mom. And because she was in the hospital, he would go and visit her every day. He was there until midnight. He got tired and he said, I'm going to go home because his son was sick. He goes home, takes care of the son, the wife, falls asleep. 3 o'clock, they call and they say, Mama's gone. The guilt of not being with his mom would wake him up every night as if he is a bad son.
Guilt is something that haunts many of us. You and I talked about this before the show. How do you explain guilt, and how can we make it not part of our BS?
Guilt, shame, those are the lowest grade of emotions that we feel. It's like the bottom, right? The bottom feeder. And it's placed over there by others. It's a learned thing. And it's like from the time that we grow up, don't do this. If you do that, mommy's going to feel really bad. You don't want mommy to feel bad, right? So we will do anything to please mommy or daddy or grandma. It doesn't matter. Someone we love, someone in authority. And from churches, from parents, from teachers, someone in authority. And we want to make sure that we will do everything to make sure you're not unhappy with me.
Right.
Okay.
It's funny.
So we hold on to that guilt and it's placed on us. Shame is placed on us. And I know as children, they say the word in Armenian, amota. Okay. It got to a point that one day my mom said, amota. I'm like, I'm sorry. What part of me is open that it's amota? What did I do that it's amot? But it's like shame because of what? Explain to me. She's like, I don't have to explain. I can't explain. And I said, that's the whole thing. It's a generational thing
Limited
that
belief
comes
system.
because they said, so you took it upon yourself. Now the same thing you're telling me without understanding what exactly is bad when I haven't done anything that it's bad or amot or shameful or guilty. Why should I feel guilty? And so now I'm very pragmatic. Like my mom will say, I want to go outside. Shall I take my coat? And I'm like, I don't know. It's your body. Do you want to take it? It's like, I'm asking you. And I'm like, no, but that's not my body. I'm always cold, but you have to check your temperature, your body. So it's a learning habit of I'm only dealing with me and my body. I'm concerned for you, but I can't not worry about you.
Right. Only being concerned of our own autonomy, essentially.
That's
so
it.
when I brought up guilt, I'm divorced. You're divorced. We speak the
Yes.
same language. My guilt comes from nothing that necessarily happened, but my guilt comes from how it affected my children and how it's going to affect them. I mean, they're fine, but I feel guilty about not being with them. I feel guilty about them having 2 homes instead of 1, those things. And I feel that guilt is so trapped in me that it doesn't allow me to move on.
Where in your body is it trapped?
I don't know. I feel it. I feel it's trapped in my subconscious because it shows up as anxiety sometimes.
Where in anxiety? Is it in your chest?
It's in my chest.
Okay. So it's trapped here. Okay.
On the heart.
It's not in the lower section.
No.
Okay. So if it's trapped over here, then we are talking about the upper modality. In here is from stomach up. So can you digest life?
I mean, my digestion works fine.
Perfect. So you are digesting life. That means the core of your decision was the right decision.
Wow.
Okay.
I've never had issues with digestion, so that's good.
That's good. So digestion, IBS, everything stems from here, the beginning of life. Okay. This is where we touch and we go, oh, gut feeling. So if your gut feeling and digestion of life and everything is intact, then from here on is how you breathe through it or how your heart needs to heal. Because those are the 2 main things in here.
So how do we heal our hearts?
Okay. Not our hearts.
My heart.
My heart. Okay. Take ownership. You made a choice. Honor your choice. Are the kids happier in 2 homes versus 1 destructive home?
I would hope so.
You can't hope. Are they? Are they in a better place?
I think they're happy kids.
Happier.
Happier.
Okay. Because before they hear what? Argument. Unhappiness. Even if they don't hear it, they see it.
They feel it.
See it. They're like sponges. Our children are sponges. They take in more than what we think. My youngest client is 4 years old. Okay? And she's a very in tuned 4-year-old. And so realize that what you feel is not what they feel. Okay?
Right.
And when you come to understand the decision that I made is for my best interest and my children's best interest, then guilt goes away. The power of choice is more powerful than pleasing others because then you are burdened with something else, pleasing another person. It comes to resentful, and resent creates more pain. Resent also creates more dis-ease.
How many people, I mean, I don't know if there's a statistic or a percentage, get sick physically because of something that is going on in their lives?
That's the disease.
So someone who gets cancer, oftentimes it's caused by stress.
I'm not here to say the medical thing, it's not happening, but if there are things that the Western medical has not been able to diagnose, believe it or not, it's time to tap deeper.
What is the most extreme case that you've been able to heal through hypnosis? Cancer.
Not heal, not cure, heal.
Heal.
Cancer.
What is the difference?
Panic, anxieties, phobias. Okay, those are the things. I consider what I healed through my hypnotherapy for my body, and that was profound. I've done 11 hypnobirthing, and 2 of them that could not conceive. That was very much deeply rooted in their subconscious mind by their belief system, shifting the belief system and having the babies. And one of them even had the baby at home. So those are the powers that we have. When I started, for 15 years, I used to do massage. So I'm very in tune with how the body feels. I'm very much in touch therapy. So when I was doing massage therapy, I started incorporating hypnosis and the connection of the mind and the body and tapping into the subconscious, releasing pain and trauma from the body. Being a domestic abuse consultant and certified, there is so much of abuse that trauma, experiences of trauma, because trauma is nothing but another experience. So we hold on to those traumatic experiences.
How does someone know that they've been through trauma and that their body is holding on to it? Something that someone wouldn't think is traumatic, but is.
Here's one. A client of mine was in an auto accident, and the shock stays in the muscles. Forgot all about it because she was young. Years later, she's in another auto accident, and this time she hit someone else. And she recovered, insurance, everything done. One night she wakes up feeling as if she's suffocating. They don't understand what it is. She goes to the doctor. They send her to therapy, everything goes on, nothing. So she's referred to me. She comes in, we do the traumatic experience, touching into the subconscious. It was not the last accident that she had, not even the prior one, but when she was 9 years old, she was in the car. Mom was driving, and dad was making jokes and everything. And her mom turns around to the father to say, oh, stop making that notion. She doesn't see. They get into an auto accident and her father died. That she thought she had already healed. It was just like not a boomerang, but a continuum. So when she got to remember that, and she was like panicking in the back seat, I had to make sure she realizes then you are not there. This is now. But your body had not healed through that traumatic. And she felt guilty because she was constantly saying, Papa, another joke, another joke. The guilt, she thought it was her fault.
What does the therapy look like for someone like that to get them to let go of the guilt and to start feeling normal again?
It's for us to understand what happened then is then, and we can't go back. So we're just watching a movie. Just watch it and recognize it happened then, and it cannot hurt you now. And if there is a part of your body or psyche and your emotions that you're still holding on to, today as an adult, you can say, I'm okay. I trust you. I got you. Thank you for holding on to that memory. But I can do better now. I'm okay. I am safe. See, everything comes down to one core thing: safety.
Right. That was beautiful, Liza. You deal with a lot of clients also with domestic violence, domestic abuse. What is your message to people out there who are in relationships that might be abusive?
What are you waiting for? Because no matter how long we wait, we can't fix.
What if they say it was just that one time?
It's always one time until the next time. Domestic abuse has a beautiful cycle. It has a cycle of, it starts with small little hints, manipulations. Don't wear that. I don't like it. I want to go see my friends. No, I don't like your friends. I want to go with my family. No, not today. I want family to come over. I don't feel good. I don't want your family to come over. It can start very gentle and then getting upset. Why did you move that? I had put it over there. Small little things, okay? We don't think of it. Okay, I'm so sorry.
It's nitpicking.
It's nitpicking, but it's an emotional mental games, okay? Until you start to get to a point that you think, okay, you're constantly pleasing. And then to a point is that you forget who you are. I have a client who just said, I never knew who I was until years later. I didn't even know I liked this color. I didn't even know that I can just sit and do nothing. That's why I teach. Doing nothing is doing something. Pause, right? Me time. So its cycle is beautiful. You can Google and see the cycle. It starts with small little expectations, then demands, then gets to a point of getting upset, screaming, punching something else, not you, if it gets to the physical. It's usually emotional, mental, and then psychological. And then physical is usually the last. Hitting is always the last resort. Being rude to someone, belittling someone, belittling you, belittling your friends. Those are all small little indications. You may call it narcissistic, manipulation, whatever it is. But to a point that it's the things about you, on you, who you are, or your surroundings are not good enough for them. And you constantly want to please, and you forget to please yourself. To a point that when they get upset, then the apology. And the apology is amazing. Break up to make up.
Sometimes
always,
it's not even an apology. It's just a dopamine hit that's going to get you
that's what it is.
Through the day. I'll take you to dinner.
It's a drug.
Let's have a couple drinks. Let's forget about it.
Let's forget about it. That means let's forget about what I did. And it's usually, I'm sorry. It's never, I apologize for what I did. Because when we say, I am sorry, it's all about me. But when I apologize, it means, I'm sorry I hurt you.
What does it look like when they are trying to make it seem as though you deserve that force or the nitpicking or the control, the manipulation, because you are in some way, in their eyes, less than?
That's it. You said it. You're not good enough. And yet they love you. Truly love their version of who you are, not you.
What's the difference?
They don't see you. They see what they want to see. And that's why they're fixing you. That's why you're not doing what they want. That's the difference. And that's where the difference between sorry and apology comes in. I'm sorry is about, I'm sorry for what I said. So you have to forgive me because I'm sorry. Never apologizing for the things they did to hurt you. That means I see you.
How do you explain this, though, to our culture that we grew up in, Middle Eastern cultures? And I'm not trying to imply...
Not only Middle Eastern.
I know. But in our culture, and I'm going to, preface this by saying, you and I are both Armenian.
Yes.
And we are in cultures where masculinity is celebrated. Macho-ness. And I'm not implying that women can't be the abusers in relationships. Women can be, whether it's with words or even physically. So I'm not saying that.
Exactly.
However, in our culture, it's so encouraged to sweep things under the rug, especially for the sake of family, for the sake of keeping the peace. What do you say to people like that? Because ever since I've started this podcast, I get a lot of messages, mostly from women who are in marriages and they're not happy. Some of them I can tell there is some subtle abuse happening. Maybe it's big abuse, but they're not admitting it. What would you say to that person?
Since most of my clientele are women, high achievers, career women who stay in situations because of either shame or family or for people not to know about it. And they cover it up in different ways. Okay. What would I say is there is nothing wrong for you to talk to somebody. Please reach out. Find someone, even if it is a therapist, to go and talk to a therapist outside. Go outside of your community if you need to. You can always reach out to me, but start preparing yourself for the exit. People who want to get divorced, they already know it's coming a year prior to the divorce.
Sometimes longer.
Sometimes longer, depending on how long we've been married. So please stop staying in for the sake of your family. That's all I can say. Because the family does not sleep with you. The loneliest time I had.
Society doesn't sleep with you.
Nobody sleeps with you. Only you do. And I'm saying because the loneliest time I had when I was married was sleeping with my husband, and I'm crying. I'm in pain, and his back is at me. So lonely does not have to be alone. And you can be alone and very happy.
Oh, I'm there. I'm alone, but I've never been happier.
Well,
I mean, not in all ways, but certainly peaceful. I will say that.
We all need another person.
Of course.
You will find someone who's going to love you for who you are, and you're going to be in love with someone. So stop saying, I want to fall in love, because words matter. Stop falling and just be in love with someone. Just
so beautiful.
Be.
You said something really interesting. You said that some of your clients, once they're out of these relationships, they realize things about themselves they didn't even know.
What have you realized about yourself?
I'll give you the most random thing. So I decorated my old house, the family home, and it was a newly remodeled, gorgeous 5,000 square foot, beautiful home, French style. And I thought that's what I always wanted. But when I was in it, it felt so cold. And now when I look at what I would want my home to be, just mine, it's this laid back Spanish California cool.
Oh, that's mine.
There you go. And I always loved that. I grew up in Glendale, so I've always appreciated the Spanish style homes.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. For such a long time, I believed that I liked something else. And I understand our tastes change, but there's so much of me that was wrapped up in being the hippie girl that I tried to hide and tried to be a more refined, different version of me.
So what is Spanish style?
Just what I grew up seeing, driving on mountain as a kid, looking at all the beautiful homes. And I always wanted to live in one of those homes because I grew up in an apartment.
Okay.
And my guilt now is taking that away from my kids.
Are you taking it away?
No, it's the home. It's the home. I put so much pressure on myself to have that home because I wanted it so much as a child because I never had it.
Okay. And was it a home or was it a house?
A house.
Thank you.
It was a house.
Home is where we come home to. House is the structure and what we decorated to say this is where we are.
It was very nicely decorated.
There we go. But now you can make it go for whatever feels good, because the moment you open the door and you walk in and you go, that's home.
Yeah.
And it can be an apartment, it can be a condo, it can be 2,000 square foot or whatever. To me, it's about you coming home to you.
It's amazing that when we did the hypnotherapy in the beginning, and you asked me this question.
The hypnosis. I didn't do any therapy.
Right, the hypnosis. This second follow-up question you just asked me immediately tied in the guilt, the house aspect, the home aspect all together. And I wasn't even conscious of it.
Okay, which is all what? It's me.
It's me.
And I matter.
Yeah.
Do you?
I do.
Say it.
I matter.
Yes, I do.
I do. We all do. Yes. I was just going to ask you about the 3 E's. What are the 3 E's?
The 3 E is the evoke what was, embrace what is, and evolve to what it is that you want. That's what the bracelet is all about. So when we come to the event, it's all about women. I used to say empowering women, but I know we're already powered. So we come to be inspired, invigorated, and informed of physically, mentally, emotionally, personally, professionally, financially, in every way, that we have the tools and the techniques to work through our everyday life. And then find tribe, our support system, have the programs to continue on, have the books to have it. So, and healing exercises that it's going to touch emotions like you won't believe. And every year we've finished it with Drum Circle, elevating our entire energy and psyche and
our vibration.
Everything. So it is a celebration of life as women. So that's what the 3E is.
I love that.
Yeah.
How do you check in with yourself now, being in this practice for quite a while? How do you physically do a scan to see what might be wrong? What does that process look like for you?
In the morning before I get up, I do my stretches, make sure. And then I do my 3-minute gratitude. I am grateful to just opening my eyes. Every sense is intact. Of course, by then, my dog is already saying, get up, get up, get up. And I thank for the safety. I'm safe in my body. Every single morning, thank you, my body, I am safe. And check in with my body, is there anything? And then give thanks to the house, my family. And then I get up and then tend to, of course, my dog that takes me for a walk. And we go across the street on a beautiful pathway trails that I have. And I am grounded with Mother Earth every single day. All my senses are awakened because I can smell the sage. I pick sage and the rosemary's around, the birds that are singing. I feed them. I am one with nature and myself. My thoughts do not have music so I walk, and then coming back, I jog with my power music. And sometimes I even turn and put my own audio for exercise that I have for my body to awaken my body and be more intact. I have 12 audio recordings on my website. So that's where I do my own grounding and checking in. And
why is gratitude so important?
It's a gratitude because when we are grateful, the negativity melts away.
The guilt melts away.
It becomes secondary. So every day, count your 3 wins of the day every night before I go to bed. What was my 3 wins of the day? This is a big win right here.
Me too.
And what was the 3 challenges I overcame? When you become aware of 3 challenges and 3 wins of the day, and at the end you say thank you, you are thanking yourself and thanking above.
I needed this today. More than you know. More than you know. This is beautiful. Thank you so, so much. How can people find you?
HealWithin.com. Or
so it's very self-explanatory.
Yeah, or LizaBoubari.com.
Wonderful. We're going to link all of that at the bottom of the show episode. Thank you so much for being here and for just sharing this space and your energy and for even cracking me open. It was, I'm going to come see you.
Cracking you open.
We have a lot of work to do. Thank you so much.
I'm glad I was able to crack it.
You were. Absolutely. You were. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
It's my honor. Thank you. Oh, may I do something?
Of course. Yes.
Okay. You know how we do the pledge?
Yes.
You know how to do the pledge?
Of course.
Okay, let's do the pledge together.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance.
To accept.
To accept.
And appreciate.
And appreciate.
Myself.
Myself.
Far more deeply.
Far more deeply.
Than ever before.
Than ever before.
Because I do matter.
Because I do matter.
My name is?
My name is Alina.
And that's it.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to Breaking Through with Alina Boubari. For our community to grow, please like and share, and also leave a review on this episode. Of course, you can find me on social media and let me know what you'd like to talk about in future episodes. Nothing is off limits, so let's have some fun.